You're gonna learn lots of phrasal verbs today. So without further ado, let's jump right in, guys. All right. Lots of phrasal verbs. All right. So phrasal verbs that you can use at work. The first one is deixa eu anotar o que precisamos comprar. So, all right. So anotar in English say write down. Then say, let me write down what we need to buy. Let me write down what we need to buy. I'm sorry. Let me write down what we need to buy. All right. So we're gonna learn. You're gonna learn lots of phrasal verbs today. I'm sorry for the background noise. There's some trucks, cars passing by on the avenue. All right, so here near my house, there's some. Okay, but never mind. Never mind. I will find someone like you. All right, here about a very nice expression. Never mind. Never mind means don't worry. All right, don't care about what's going on. All right, so as I was saying, you're gonna learn lots of phrasal verbs today. So I started this live here with let's jump right in. That means let's get it started. All right. So let's um, go straight to the point. Let's not have any kind of a small talk. Without further ado, say mais delongas. Without further ado, let's start the class. So the first one is how do you say that? Deixa eu anotar. Deixe-me anotar. So let me write down what we need to buy. All right. So let me write down, okay, what we need to buy. And the next one is, so acho que estamos ficando sem mantimento. So here you can use running out of, the phrasal verb run out of, run out of. And then you say food. Okay, let's change this one here for, okay, yeah, grocery. Let me type grocery here. So acho que estamos ficando sem groceries. Groceries mean food, things that you, when you open the fridge, all right, so or the cabinets in the kitchen, and then say, "Oh, I need to buy groceries." You open the fridge. Wow, there's no grocery, so we ran out. And then here, acho que estamos ficando. Then you have to stop by. So the stop by is another phrasal verb. So the stop by is a quick visit, all right. So that you have make when you go, for example, to the supermarket or to the grocery store. The stop by, da passada, all right. So I think we're running out of groceries. I think we're running out of groceries or groceries. All right. So you can choose either. It's up to you. Let me make. All right. Yeah. I think you're running out of groceries. Okay. So the phrasal verb run out of means in Portuguese ficar sem, and then write down, anotar. So you're gonna write something down, and then means take notes. You can say take notes, no problem, right? But again, so in this class here, phrasal verbs are our. We're gonna zero in on phrasal verbs. Do you know what that means? Zero in on. It's another phrasal verb. It's not on the script, yeah. But when you zero, yeah. Have you ever imagined that there is a phrasal verb with zero? Yes, there is. Zero in on. When you zero in on something, you focus on something. Oh, really? Yes. hmm I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I really mean it. When you say I mean it means I'm not kidding. Eu falo sério. I mean it. If you ever watch it, for example, that movie Titanic. Okay, so there's a scene that Rose. All right, so she's about, for example, to jump off the ship. They said, "Oh, jump, oh, jump!" And Jack is there. Jack is around to help her. And then she said, "I'm gonna jump, Jack. I'm gonna jump, Jack." Okay, I think she didn't know at that time that no, his name was Jack. But she kept she kept saying, "I'll jump. Okay, I'll jump. Okay, don't come any closer. Don't come any closer." That's exactly what Rose was saying. Don't come any closer. And Jack was around her. Okay, so the water is frigid. The water is cold, all right? It's freezing down there, right? So he was trying to talk her out of that crazy idea. So when you talk someone out of something, you're trying to convince the person not to do that. All right. So Jack was there, right? When Rose was about to jump off the ship, Titanic, he was talking, 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 trying to convince her, okay, not to do that. Then I can say that Jack was trying to talk Rose out of that crazy idea, right? And then while Rose kept saying, "Don't come any closer, we'll jump." All right. So there's a point that Rose says, "I mean it, I mean it." So when she says "I mean it," she means I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I'll jump. All right. So right now we've got one, okay, zero in phrasal verb. I mean it, and another phrasal verb here is to talk someone out of something. Right. Okay. See, so those were not in my script. But no, they start kind of popping up as I went along. As I go along, the phrasal verb starts like popcorn. Okay, so pop pop up here, right? Okay, do you like my performance, huh? Don't come any closer. All right. So então, don't come any closer means não se aproxime, Jack. Again, eu acho que eu não sabia que ele chamava Jack, né? É, não. Okay, but anyway, all right. And the Oscar goes to então temos que passar no mercado. So stop by. So we got to stop by the supermarket or we got to stop by the grocery store. Am I right? Yes. I said gotta. You can say we have to. Let me have a sip of water. You know what sip of water means? This is a sip of water. All right. So we have to stop by the grocery store. Wow. Infelizmente, as últimas coisas não saíram como planejado. Oh, really? Yes. Unfortunately, yeah, things didn't turn out. You can use the phrasal verb turn out, like turn, 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 turn out. Unfortunately, the things didn't turn out as planned. Unfortunately, na última vez, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, the last time, um, things didn't turn out as planned. So the phrasal verb turn out as planned means things didn't progress, they didn't develop the way that they were supposed to, or the way that we lined up. Another phrasal verb, line up. You see, while I'm talking, while I go along, as I go along, some phrasal verbs start crossing my mind. Okay, depending on the context. So see, I ha- I can line up, I can line things up, organize things, but quite often things will not develop according to my plans. And then I can use the phrasal verb turn out. They will not turn out as I planned. Turn, 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 turn out. All right. That's why I'd like to point out it's another phrasal verb. See, I like to point out how important phrasal verbs are for your fluency. All right. So if you want to speak a good English, try to master phrasal verbs, but do not try to memorize everything all at once. Try to figure out a good context to apply the phrasal verbs that you learn. Right. So temos que nos esforçar muito para acertar as coisas. Ok? So, esforçar or ralar, ter dificuldades. You can use the verb struggle. So, we had to struggle. Okay? We had to struggle a lot to get things right. We had to struggle a lot to get things right. So, when you struggle, you have difficulties. When you have difficulties, you struggle. If you're having difficulties speaking English, you can say, I'm struggling to speak English. All right. If I cannot understand, because maybe, okay, so there's a lot of noise around, and say, oh, I'm struggling to understand what they say. I cannot make out what they say. Another phrasal verb, see? I cannot make out what they're saying. when you cannot make out what people are saying, you cannot understand, right? Because of too much noise, because they're blah, 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 they're speaking too fast, and then you cannot, I'm sorry, they're saying something, but I cannot make out, all right? It's another phrasal verb, make out. Yeah, they have a different accent. I cannot make out what they're saying. Okay, let me just figure out what I need to buy. I think we're running out of groceries. See, so it's a different accent. We gotta stop buying. Looks like you guys couldn't use it. Looks like you guys could use yes. Look sorry. Looks like you guys could use a little help. And once I saw a scene, a movie scene, and the guy was saying like this. He wasn't speaking like this. Looks like you guys could use a little help. It looks like you guys could use a little help. Parece que vocês precisam de uma ajudinha. So when this expression could use phrasal verb. Okay, I would say that this is an idiom expression, right? Could use. When I say I could use something, I'm not saying that eu poderia usar. There's a song that goes like, tem uma música que vai tipo, I could use somebody. I could use somebody. If you translate that, then you've got, parece que eu, você sabe que eu poderia usar alguém. Wow, that's a romantic song, it's a love song. How people say, and then he would start wondering, maybe you start, how come, como que pode? How come people would say that in a love song? Yeah, but when I say could use, I could use somebody, all right? So you don't have to understand that by the letter. Because I could use means I really want something, okay? So I really want somebody. I need somebody. So it's so hot here that I could use some juice. So I could use some juice means, nossa, suco agora ia bem, hein? I could use some juice. Wow. At the end of the day, today's Thursday. It's Thursday, quinta-feira. At the end of the day, okay, so I might say, oh, I could use a beer. Ó, uma cervejinha agora ia bem, cara. Not now, but later on, I could use a beer. I don't know why I'm saying that. All right, but anyway, what am I talking about? Okay, it looks like you guys could use a little help. É, parece que vocês precisariam de uma ajudinha aí, né? Ok? Querem uma ajuda, could use a little help. Ok? Pô, uma ajudinha agora ia bem, rapaz. I can use a little help here, alright? But anyway, let's go. Então, dessa vez, não vamos fazer de qualquer jeito. Okay, so there is a phrasal verb here. Um, it is cut corners, like cut, and then the corners. Okay, so we have corners, like, and then you cut the corners of something. When you cut corners, this phrasal verb, this phrasal verb is, oh, it's already there. Sorry. No, so this time let's not cut corners. So this time let's not cut corners means let's not do things in the wrong way. Let's not sacrifice quality and do things faster. So you don't want to sacrifice quality because you have to save time, you have to do things faster. So you see, maybe you're gonna use the cheapest materials. All right. So if someone is using the cheapest materials, they want to do things the fastest way. All right. But and then they will sacrifice quality. They will compromise quality. Compromise means sacrificar, comprometer qualidade, and then you say cut corners. Here, we will not cut corners. A gente não vai fazer as coisas de qualquer jeito, nas coxas, okay? So, this time, let's not cut corners, okay? Não podemos nos dar o luxo de errar dessa vez. So, here we have nos dar o luxo. Can afford, and errar. Probably I'm gonna use mess up. So here's can afford, não posso me dar o luxo de perder esse cliente. So I can't afford to lose this client. All right, and then the phrasal verb mess up. So there, não podemos. We can't afford to mess up this time. We can afford to mess up this time. Okay, so guys, all right. So let me say something. We cannot afford to mess up this time, right? Ok. Eh, então, vamos seguir o plano e vamos deixando rolar, vamos vendo, vamos tomando decisões conforme as coisas vão desenrolando. So here we have the phrasal verb stick to. When you stick to something, you follow it strictly. You follow it, and then go with the flow. All right. So I know. Let us just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan and go with the flow. Let us just stick to the plan and go with the flow. So when you stick to something, you follow it, okay, completely, 100%. So you're not gonna step away from what the plan is saying. I'm gonna stick to the budget. You have figured out, figure out is another phrasal verb. You have figured out a budget. Você montou um orçamento. Have figured out a budget. And now the best thing to do is to stick to the plan. I'm sorry, to stick to the budget. All right. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So you have a budget, and then if you are not going to follow, if you're not going to stick to the budget, so the best thing to do is to stick to the budget. All right. And then in this case here, you're going to stick to the plan, and kind of eventually you're going to go with the flow. Let's stick to the plan. All right. And then eventually later on, we might go with the flow. So we're some issues, some opportunities, advantages. Okay, certain things will come up, they will pop up, and then we'll make our decisions accordingly. All right? Se algo der errado, eu resolvo. Go wrong, it's the phrasal verb dar errado, go wrong. And then resolver here, I wanted to use figured out. All right? So se algo der errado, I will figure it out. I will understand why that thing has gone wrong. So if something goes wrong, I will figure it out. Okay? If something goes wrong, I will figure it out. Ok? Figure out. Figure out. Você quer que eu anote o que precisamos comprar? So você quer que? Do you want me? Do you want me? Do you want always? Você quer que eu? Do you want me? Eu quero você. I want you. Eu quero que você entenda. I want you to understand. Eu quero que você me ajude. I want you to help me. Eu quero que você fale inglês. I want you to speak English. All right? Let me check my microphone here. All right, it's working. Right? Can you hear me? Yeah. Hopefully you can hear me well. So I want you to know, babe, I love you so. I want you to know. That's a no song, right? Eu quero que você saiba. I want you to know. So, você quer que eu anote o que precisamos comprar? Do you want me to write down what we need to buy? Yeah, I got it right? Yes, I got it right. I nailed it. Okay. Devo escrever agora ou mais tarde? Should I guess, should I write it down, right? Yeah. Anotar. Uhum. Devo anotar agora ou mais tarde? Anotar. So, now, anotar, remember that? Write down, yes, write down, anotar. So should I write it down now or later? Should I write it down now or later? Yeah? Am I right? Tô certo? Ou tô errado? Should I write it down? Oh, write it down, not write it out. Oh, come on. So here we can make some corrections on the fly. Oh, mas one more, huh? When you do something on the fly, you do that at the moment that you were doing it, right? So on the fly, faz na hora. I'll make some corrections on the fly, no problem, right? Okay, so on the fly, or also you can say on the spur of the moment. On the spur of the moment. When you do things on the spur of the moment, okay, again, so you do things on exactly as they are going, as they're moving, as they are happening. Okay, so you make some adjustments, you do some, you make some corrections. Okay, this kind of things on the spur of the moment. Okay, I'm not gonna decide that now. I'm gonna, okay, handle things on the spur of the moment. I'm not gonna book a hotel. I'm gonna go and then we'll see where I'm gonna stay on the spur of the moment. Okay, so on the fly, I will prepare certain things in advance. All right, so before the meeting, but certain things I will have to answer on the fly, na hora, on the fly. Okay. So, por que você está apressando para decidir novamente? Por que você está querendo tomar uma decisão precipitada? Here, we are going to use rush into a decision. Let me correct this one here. Is also wrong. I would say rush into a decision. Rush. Why are you rushing into a decision? Okay. So, why are you rushing to a decision again? So, when you rush into a decision again, you you try to decide things. Okay. Um, without thinking properly, right? So rush into decision. Tomar uma decisão precipitada. Você acha que isso vai sair? Okay, sair, you already know this one here. Huh? Okay, so you can do that on your own. So what do you think? If you wanna write it down in the chat, you can. Você acha que isso vai sair com planejado? How do you say that? Do you know? You don't? Of course you do. Put it there in the chat if you know it. Coloca aí. Escreve aí. While I have a sip of water. A sip of water. A sip of water. Ok. Você acha que isso vai sair como planejado? Sair, não saindo para lugar nenhum, mas desenvolver, develop as planned. Remember that turn out. Do you think that will turn out as planned? Do you think that will turn out as planned? Yeah, am I right? Do you think that will turn out as planned? Yes, I got it right. Okay, I nailed it on the head. All right, so do you think that will turn out as planned? Okay, great, great. E se não sair como esperamos, hein? E se? What if? What if? What if? What if? Yes, eu sei. What if? E se? E se não sair como planejando? Sair, you already know, right? So, what if it doesn't turn out as we expect? What if it doesn't turn out as we expect? What if it doesn't turn out as we expect? Hã? E se? What if? Por que você está tentando fazer de qualquer jeito dessa vez? Fazer de qualquer jeito, remember? Cut, 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 cut. Corners, 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 corners. Why? Tell me. Tell me more. Tell me more. Do you know this song here? Why are you trying to cut corners this time? Why are you trying to cut corners this time? Cut corners. Great, huh? Cut corners. Você realmente pode viajar? Você consegue bancar uma viagem para o exterior? Remember that? Bancar uma viagem. Can afford. Ok? Not bancar uma viagem, only bancar. Condições, ter condições, can afford. All right? So, can you really? So, can you afford? I'm sorry. Can you afford to travel abroad this year? Can you really afford to travel abroad this year? Can you really afford to travel abroad this year? Travel, all right? Travel. Devo simplesmente seguir o plano original? Seguir. You already know this one here. We have already seen. We have just seen that, in fact. Actually, we have just seen that, right? Stick to the plan, original plan, right? So, or should we just stick to the plan? Or should we just stick to the original plan? Huh? What are we supposed to do? What should we do? O que devemos fazer? Should we just stick to the original plan? Yes, should we just stick to the original plan? Yes. Ou você quer simplesmente deixar rolar? Deixar rolar. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. As people say here, as I say here, ok, my play. A gente vai vendo, né? Deixa rolar, a gente vai vendo. So go with the flow. A gente vai vendo, go with the flow, right? So do you wanna just go with the flow? Hmm? Or do you wanna just go with the flow? Nice, huh? Go with the flow. Probably will go with the flow. Eu vou tocando o barco aí, right? Vou vendo aí, then, right? I'll just go with the flow, right? Se algo der errado, e se algo der errado, o que vou fazer? E se algo der errado, o que vou fazer? Hã? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Hã? Okay, say after me. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What if? E se? What if? E se? What if? E se algo der errado? What if something goes wrong? What am I gonna do? I don't know. What if something goes wrong? What am I gonna do? Eu não tenho nada a ver com isso. How do you say that? Eu não tenho nada a ver com isso. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Eu não tenho nada a ver com isso. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Or you can say, I've got nothing to do with that. All right? So you can choose. All right. So this one here is right according to grammar. All right. So grammar wise, when you say grammar wise, seja, se tratando de gramática, grammar wise, this one here, this last one is related. The latter one is right. Okay. I've got nothing to do with that. So tem nada a ver com isso. All right. What love got to do with it? What love got to do with it? I think there's a song by Tina Turner. They know her, right? And then the song goes, what love got to do with it, right? Okay, but anyways, what if something goes wrong? What am I gonna do? Você acha que precisamos resolver isso rápido? Yeah. Do you think that we have to figure it out fast or quickly? Do you think we have to figure it out quickly? Phrasal verb, figure it out. Precisamos começar do zero se isso falhar? Ok, começar do zero is another expression. That means start from scratch. You're gonna start from scratch. When you start something from scratch, você começa do zero. So, do you think? I'm sorry. Sorry, what do we need to say? Precisamos começar. Sorry. We need to start from scratch if that fails. Do you need to start from scratch if that fails? I'm just checking something here. You don't know, you wanna know what it is? It ain't got nothing to do with you. Tem nada a ver com você, right? Sorry. I'd be rude, né? Sendo mal educado, né? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean it. Hmm? All right. Precisamos começar do zero. So do we need to start from scratch if that fails? Hmm? Do you know the expression? By the way, do you know the expression? Mind your own business. Mind your own business. You don't know it. Ah, vai cuidar da sua vida, rapaz. Mind your own business. É, não tô falando pra você cuidar. É o significado disso aqui. É isso aqui, certo? Cuidar da sua vida, rapaz. Mind your own business. Se você quiser adicionar um pouquinho mais forte. Vou tirar esse ano aqui. Vou colocar um F word aqui, sabe? Fica legal. Mind your own business, okay? Hey, go and mind your own business, okay? I didn't say anything, I'm just implying it. Só tô falando as entrelinhas, ok? Nice, né? Agora você aprendeu. Alright. Estamos fazendo algo diferente dessa vez. It's the phrasal verb here. There's no phrasal verb here, right? Okay, yeah. Are we doing anything differently this time? Bonito, né? Huh? Are we doing anything differently this time? Give it a go. Tenta fazer de novo. Are we doing something different? Anything, I'm sorry. Are we doing anything different this time? Are we doing anything differently this time? Olha que legal. Soa bem, né? It sounds good. Sounds nice. Então, yeah. Are we doing anything differently this time? No, huh? Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Moving on. Here we go. Fica here we go. Vamos lá. Here we go. Here we go. Ok. O que geralmente acontece quando você toma uma decisão precipitada? O que realmente acontece? What usually happens? What usually happens when you rush into a decision? Hopefully I'm right. Tomara que eu esteja certo. What usually happens when you rush into a decision? You see? Good, huh? When you rush into, você entra correndo numa decisão. Rush into a decision. Rush. A hora do rush. You see? Hora do rush. Rush into a decision. Você prefere seguir o plano ou deixar rolar? Deixar rolar. Okay, so would you rather, you can say if you want. Okay, all right. Do you prefer to stick to the plan or go with the flow? This one you know, right? Ok, posso sair com os meus amigos hoje à noite, papai? Papai, posso sair com os meus amigos hoje à noite? Esse sair, you can use hang out. I'm gonna use hang out here. So, Dad, can I hang out with my friends tonight? Can I hang out with my friends tonight? Hang out. Dar uma volta, dar um rolê, passear. Ok? Hang out. Vamos ver. Deixa eu revisar. Go over your homework first. Ok. Let us see. Okay, we'll see. Let me just go over your homework first. Let me just go over. So when you go over, you kind of review it. Okay? Go over. Foi uma semana corrida, né, rapaz? It's been a hectic week. It's been a hectic week. Oh, it's been a hectic week. Oh my God. Hmm? Hectic. Yes, hectic. Very busy. Very busy. Yes. Lots of things to do. Okay. Maybe you're late. Maybe you're late because things are piling up. Talvez você esteja atrasado, because things are piling up. As coisas estão acumulando. Acumulando, yes, pile up. Pile up. Things are piling up, and then you're late. You've fallen behind. Another phrasal verb. You've fallen behind. See? So você está se atrasando. Fallen behind. Yes, you've fallen behind. Like this. So you're falling behind. All right. You're falling behind. Your work is falling behind. You're falling behind. The work is piling up. O trabalho está se acumulando. And then what you have to do? You have to catch up on your work. So when you catch up on your work, você coloca seu trabalho em dia. You have to work double, maybe. Have to work late, have to stay late, have to do overtime because you gotta catch up on your work. When you catch up on your work, you have to work harder, okay, as hard as before. All right, so catch up on things, colocar as coisas em dias because you've fallen behind. Work is piling up. I forgot what I was saying. Esqueci que eu tava falando. Yeah, because it's been a hectic week. So it's been a hectic week. It's been a hectic week. Things are piling up. I'm falling behind, and then I have to catch up on my work. Right? Catch up on. Só lembrar do molho lá. Catch up. Sabe? Do hambúrguer. Catch up. Okay? Piada boa, né? It's a good joke. All right. But anyway, eu sei. Hoje eu sei. Hoje eu sei que na rua. Mas você, João Paulo Daniel, bom, hein? Eu sei, mas você ainda precisa terminar isso. Get it done. I'm gonna use get it done. Terminar isso, instead of saying finish that, get it done. I know, but you still need to get it done. But you still need to get that done. You still need to get it done. Great. Okay. What time is it? Oh, 12 past 4 or 4:12. Então, vamos arregaçar as mangas e terminar isso. Arregaçar as mangas e terminar isso. Alright. So, arregaçar as mangas is roll up the sleeves. We're gonna roll up the sleeve like this. Roll up the sleeves and get down to business. Let's roll up the get down work. Let's roll up the sleeves and get down to work. Vamos arregaçar as mangas e começar a trabalhar. Get down to work, right? Let's get down to business. one more night together. Do you know the song? Let's get down to business. You can also say, let's get down to business or let's get down to work. All right? Vamos trabalhar. Okay? So, let's get down. I'm sorry. Let's roll up the sleeves and get it done and finish that. Okay? Roll up the sleeves. Não deixe para depois novamente, ou você não vai sair com seus amigos mais tarde, tá bom? Deixar para depois, adiar. Adiar is put off. Okay, so please don't put it off again, or you're not gonna hang out with your friends. Okay, so don't put it off again. Put off, adiar. So don't put it off again, or you're not gonna hang out with your friends later. So two phrasal verbs: put off, adiar, hang out, dar uma volta, dar um rolê, passear. Okay, put off, hang out, hang out, hang out, hang out. Put off. Eu não, I won't. Okay, I can manage that. I can manage that. Eu dou conta disso, ok? Quando você eu dou conta disso. I can manage that, right? I won't, I can manage that. Você anotou o que o professor pediu? Write down. Did you write down what the teacher asked? Did you write it down? Hmm? Anotou? Hmm? Supposed to write it down. So, I'm sorry, it's here. Did you write it down? I'm sorry, did you write down what the teacher asked? Did you write down what the teacher asked? Quer que eu anote para você? Do you want me to write down for you? Do you want me? Do you want me to write down for you? Okay. Yeah, write it down. Yeah, do you want me to write it down for you? Because the it. Okay, você está tomando decisão precipitada novamente. Are you rushing to a decision again? Are you rushing to a decision again? Great. Você acha que isso vai sair com o projeto? Sai, you already know this one here. Turn out as planned. Do you think that will turn out as planned? Great. E se não sair do jeito que você espera? What if it doesn't turn out as you expect? What if it doesn't turn out the way or as you expect? Você está tentando fazer a coisa de qualquer jeito com a sua lição? Are you trying to cut corners with your homework? Are you trying to cut corners with your homework? Yeah, você deveria seguir o plano que conversamos, right? So without this, right? Stick to a plan, to the plan. You should stick to the plan, all right? You should stick to the plan we talked about, all right? So you should stick to the plan we talked about. Desculpe, estou atrasado, sem problema, não é nada demais. Okay, sorry I'm late, sorry I'm late. Ah, no problem at all. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. No problem. Sorry I'm late. No problem. It's not a big deal. Okay. So we're gonna do it up to 40, okay? Só preciso entregar, drop off do trabalho, professor. Right? So I just need to drop off my assignment. All right, teacher. I just need to drop off my assignment, teacher. All right? Ok, one more. Mas não deixe as coisas se arrastarem da próxima vez, alright? Se arrastar. Drag on, but don't see? Don't let things drag on next time. Don't let things drag on next time. Eu sei, fiquei sobrecarregado. I know, I got overwhelmed. I got overwhelmed. Ok, great. Chegamos aqui, vamos parar aqui. Eu vou precisar sair da live agora. Vamos terminar. Deu bom, né? Mas quanto tempo deu aqui, mano? Cadê onde marca esse trem aqui? Cadê o minuto da live? Rapaz, eu não sei. Mas enfim, aqui em cima, pô, louco. 40 minutos. Aqui você tem, né, nós conseguimos ver vários phrasal verbs aqui, né? Vai aparecer aqui depois, ó, se você quer que a gente faz a próxima aqui, deixa aí no comentário, ó, eu quero, ou eu não quero também, tá tudo certo. Aqui vai aparecer aqui seria o get the hang of it, aqui acompanhar seria o keep up with, wrap up, run out, meet the deadline, pile up, ok? Aqui no caso, reach a compromise, não podemos atrasar aqui, não tem phrasal verb não, ok? Line up, work on something, um, fazer as coisas de qualquer jeito, vocês já viram, que é o cut corners, stick to, já apareceu várias vezes, stop by apareceu aqui, o pay up front não apareceu ainda, pay up front, aqui no caso, pegar minhas coisas, be right back, a expressão, né? O go wrong já apareceu nessa aula aqui, take a while não apareceu, mas é fácil, né? Mess up apareceu nessa aula, ok, aqui eu vou tomar que tudo dê certo, você pode usar o work out ou também turn out well, ok, blame me, aqui apareceu nessa aula que nada a ver comigo, né? Got to do with me, find out ou até mesmo figure out, não vamos entrar nesse assunto, ok? Dá para usar um phrasal verb aqui também. Cadê me livrar que é o get rid, ok? Tá, no começo tudo parecia bem, nossa, esmagador, né? Poxa, né? É overwhelming aqui, pegar o jeito, acabamos de ver. Enfim, estamos sentindo cãibra, tal, né? Cramps, alright? Então são vários phrasal verbs, nós podemos ver aqui, tá? Não tem muita, eu quis deixar uma coisa mais concentrada, então daqui para baixo tem alguns novos, que não apareceram nessa aula, mas tem, eu coloquei para repetir, para guardar bem mesmo aqui, tá? Maravilha? Tem uma barata na cozinha toda vez que eu chego em casa, né? Beleza? Fechamos? Vamos ficar por aqui? Alright, so let's wrap this one up. Ó, outro phrasal verb, ó. Let's wrap this one up. Vamos encerrar por aqui, tá? Let's wrap this one up. Vamos encerrar aqui, because I have to stop by the grocery store. Eu tenho que dar um pulinho lá no mercadinho que tem perto de casa aqui. I have to buy some groceries, right? Tem que comprar alguma coisa lá, right? Antes da aula das 5, 4h20, right? Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Right? Bye. Take care.